Welcome, this is the Average Gamer here, aka Tag. Well, you might be it, but I'm him. Here we have Sugar Ray going up against Marquez. And today is a cause for celebration. Woohoo! Pop the streamers and shit. This fight marked me finally reaching the 500 mark in my wins and losses. Like y'all followed my journey from the beginning, from my very first fight online, is right here on this YouTube. And it had like a rough start, 'cause, I actually first started playing online back in early April or late March. So I'm fairly new to this, and I'm just learning how it goes. And I had my learning curves. I've been through a couple updates, and every update almost changes like everything. And these veteran streamers know, like after an update, what worked before might not work now. But I had to scrape and claw my way up to this 500 mark, and I'm proud of it. Other people, it may not be an accomplishment to them, but like my name say, y'all saw me, the average gamer. From my first video, I said y'all gonna see me go from chump to champion, and now that I hit this milestone, my next milestone is gonna be to get to 100 wins before I reach 75 losses. I hit my first goal, so now we make a second goal. Because after being down, like at one point, my record was like 10 or 11 wins below 500. So I really had to climb. I had to go on some streaks, some 4-game, 5-game, 6-game winning streaks. It took me a while to when I finally was getting the hang of this game, to where I could at least, for every 10 fights, I win at least 6. Once I got to that point, I was able to claw my way back to here. And even up to like a couple of days ago, I was at like 40 and 39 or 41 and 40. And I thought I'd be to 500 a little sooner, but I wanted another little slump. So it took me till 43 losses and 43 wins to square up everything. But we here now. One thing that kind of derailed me was the last update when they added in like extra flash knockouts. Like, I was the first YouTuber, I'll say that with 100% confidence. I ain't gonna tag nobody or mention nobody name, but I'm gonna just say right now that I was the first. We can timestamp my video talking about this. Like everybody else was talking about, oh, new head movement, like all the stuff in the patch notes. But that was the first thing I noticed. It wasn't in the patch notes, but I felt it. I go by feeling. I don't care what your notes say. And I felt it. I was like, what? As I started playing, I was like, why the hell am I getting knocked down like out of nowhere by not even like some counters or like low stamina or low head health or nothing? Just full head health. Bam. And I'm going down. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then when it started happening like too frequent, I was like, nah, this only started happening since the last patch update. So anytime you hear your favorite YouTubers talking about that flash knockdown, I'm not saying they got it from me. I don't know if they did or did not. But I'ma definitely say that I was the first streamer, the first undisputed content creator to say that flash down knockdown is going too crazy and it needed to be fixed. Anyway, but I had like some gameplay footage that I was supposed to upload and I never got around to uploading it. I don't know if I actually did. It was like a Loma fight when I first noticed it. Like I was beating this dude's ass, like beating him every round, and then he would get like these random like flash knockdowns, and I could not understand it. But yep, that was with the new patch update. He was getting his ass beat, I guess, waiting for those power shots, and I was new to like the new meta of the new update. So wound up losing that fight. I might still upload it if you guys ask for it. I think I still have the save footage there, but it was like so long ago that I just like never mind. I didn't bother uploading it. But you know me, I'm almost willing to upload my losses. That don't mean nothing to me. In this fight, like at some point I was like, all right, I pretty much had this fight in the bag. It wasn't like a nail biter or nothing or a super competitive fight. In this fight, like you can see there was like a skill gap, you know. So it's like I was chilling this fight, knowing that like anytime I can win, which I need to like kind of stop doing because it might make me get rusty when I come against somebody that's really gonna push me to my limits. But this guy, he has only like about 30 fights. So it takes some time to get your groove, and I know it for sure. This is coming from me. I definitely know it takes a while to get adjusted to the game, learning which fighters are good at what, which fighters you're good at, learning your own style. It takes a while. Like for me, I would say like it just all came together. And then there's always updates. But all these updates, you have to constantly adjust. If it wasn't for all updates, you probably get it quicker. But being with the updates and already learning the fighters and stuff, like it does take you like a good, like maybe 50 fights to really find out where you stand and what's your play style and who do you like to use, what division do you like, whether you go for draining stamina or go for knockouts or points. Are you like one of those people that just can switch it up depending on your opponent? All that comes with time, which I have worked hard for. So I can like say that there's a skill gap and be proud, because I was that fighter on the other end. I was the Marquez in this fight at one point, like just getting dominated every round and not knowing what to do, just trying. But hats off to him, he trying his best. But yeah, this is win 500. And at this point, he ends up like quitting, which I don't mind if you want to quit. Which is I've been like a lot of quitters lately, and what bothers me is that I don't get the knockout. You can quit, and then I don't get the knockout, so it's like I have a low knockout percentage, but I can say like maybe a good 20 something of my wins came from people throwing in the towel. Also, like probably like 5 or 6 of my losses came from my opponents throwing in the towel. So that was before they got that fixed. So I did have some losses on my record that wasn't really supposed to be there. But as you can see, after this, I'm 43 and 43. My next goal is to be 175. So that's like 57 wins before I get to 32 losses, which I think is doable. Set your mini goals. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.